Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So this audio is brought to you by PavionPhoto.com. If you need a photographer for some headshots, you have an event coming up, or you have a wedding coming up, hit up my dude Pavion at PavionPhoto.com. That's Pavion photo.com. All right. So I wanted to do this audio because, you know, I keep hearing this whole thing about racism and interracial relationships and, you know, just race, everything, you know, and the thing is this, man, because I'm a black guy and I'm engaged to a white girl. So let me just put that out there so you can, you know, understand my situation, right? And, you know, I get asked this question a lot about race and racism, and I don't like to get into the whole race thing a lot. This is why, like, you know, I have hundreds of, you know, audios, videos and stuff. And, you know, people always ask me my opinion about, you know, race and black guy dating white girl and white girls dating black guys and black women with white dudes. And it's just like, okay, all right. Chill the fuck out. All right. But the thing is, I'm titling this audio, Interracial Relationships Are Bullshit. Now, the reason why I'm titling it this is because of this basic next statement that I'm going to say. And that statement is, racism is real, but the concept of race is made up. All right, I'm going to say that again. Racism is real, but the concept of race is made up. You understand? The whole concept of you're white, you're black, you're yellow, you're brown, all this other bullshit is made up. And it's made up to divide and conquer people. You understand? And have human beings going back and forth at each other all the time. This is what is really about. So, you know, the people who control shit, you know, if you want to call it the Illuminati, the elite, whatever the hell it is, you know, they want us focused on the bullshit, so we don't really see what's going on. You understand? But the thing is this, you know, the thing with racism, or the thing with race actually, you know, being made up is that, you know, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm letting you know I'm not some type of historian or freaking, you know, one of these people that is like an expert in race and racism. But from what I've seen and what I've, you know, researched, basically race was made up, you know, in like the 16th or 17th century. You know, that's when it kind of like started, where people were saying or classifying you as white and you as black and this and this and that, and then it meant this and it meant that. You understand what I'm saying? And now, since we are in a white supremacist society, where everything white is right and everything black is whack. You know, that's the mind state, you know, of this society, you know, through media, through propaganda and all that other shit. So now when you have a person who is black or a person who's white, and, you know, and usually when they talk about interracial relationships, it's usually based mostly on the black and white thing. It's not like an Asian person, you know, is dating like, I don't know, like a freaking Mexican guy or something. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, but nobody cares about that. It's always black and white. You feel what I'm saying? But, you know, there's also that too. And people probably have a problem with that. But when they talk about interracial relationships, there's usually some black and white shit. You understand? And the thing is, you know, the reason why people have issues with interracial relationships is because of all the issues that we have concerning race, you know, just generally. So what happens is, and before I even go any further, what you got to understand is, like when I was saying, you know, race is made up. When we even talk about race, it's like we're really just talking about an illusion. So it's kind of hard to talk about this, you know, just even in my mind, and sort of like, you know, take it seriously to an extent, because it's like when I talk about race, I feel like I'm talking about like the tooth fairy, because the shit is just made up. Now, again, I said racism is real. Now, even though race is made up, racism is real. So this is why we have problems with interracial relationships, because racism is actually real. And now for those who, who don't understand racism, a lot of people think racism is just about, I don't like you and because you're black, or I don't like you because you're white. No, it's not really about that. Racism is about, it's about doing. It's about something that happens, meaning, white people can be racist because white people are benefiting from the white supremacist power structure in order to, bring about racism. You understand? Black people don't have the power technically to be racist because racism in itself is about the doing. It's about oppression. It's about, keeping opportunities away from certain things. You understand? It's from certain people because the people who own everything is like, fuck you. You understand? So this is why we have these problems with interracial relationships and race and all this other stuff, because the thing is this, white people want to maintain their power. You understand? So, most of the shit that's out here is owned by white folks. Okay. They want to keep the power. They want to keep the money in the family. Again, this is why certain people don't like interracial relationships. I was watching this video. It was like a Jenny Jones compilation video. I don't know if you guys remember Jenny Jones. Some of y'all probably too young to remember Jenny Jones, but that was a talk show, and it was a compilation of her talk shows where she was doing a lot of, shows about racism and interracial couples, and a lot of the white people, the white families was like, oh, I don't have problems with black people. I just don't want them to, to mix with our, race or whatever. You understand? They don't want the mixing of the babies and the getting into the families and all that other shit. And, if you ever read, I think it's the ISIS Papers, which is a good book where it kind of has this, talks about this theory of white people having this, being scared of their genetic annihilation, which is why they have this whole white supremacist thing where they want to be on top. They want to make sure that they have the power because, statistically there's more black and brown people in the world, than whites. You feel what I'm saying? It may look like there's more white folks as you're in America and you're in a white supremacist society, but there's more black and brown people. So it's like the whole, like, we need to keep our race up and make this shit happen. You understand? And another thing too, the thing with white folks is that, the reason why they deal with this racism shit and make it and keep it going is because they need to keep, especially black folks, black men in particular, down because they do not want to compete with us. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you guys certain things that's going on. So and it's going to come back to this whole interracial relationship thing and to show you why it's bullshit and why the whole thing is bullshit, So the thing is that, white folks, they want to keep the, black men down because they don't want to compete. So they don't want to have a fear, basically like, okay, you do your thing, and we're going to do our thing and then whatever. They don't want us to move and do anything, which is why it's really important for black people to get together and make things happen, for themselves and practice group economics and all the other stuff. Because, white folks who are in this white supremacist, society want to maintain that structure. So the thing is that the racism from white people, sometimes it's direct and sometimes it's indirect. You understand? Sometimes they'll be racist only because, subconsciously they want to maintain that power. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's where all that shit comes from. You know what I mean? And then so like the black folks get the short end of the stick because they are in this society that perpetuates this racism, right? So now when you see a couple, a black guy with a white girl, let's just use that, and I'll use myself as an example. There's so many different reasons why people have a problem with it. The white guy, he's like, oh no, he's messing with the white woman, and I feel jealous and insecure that this black man is with this white girl. Right? Now, the black woman sees this and she's like, oh, why you got to get a white girl? Why can't you be with me? And what's wrong with me? What's wrong with black women? You understand? Like that type of shit happens. Or sometimes you see a white dude with a black woman, and and generally black guys don't give a fuck unless the black chick is on some Negro bedwench type of shit, meaning she is kind of like downing her race and and feels like the white guy is better and all this other shit. But I never really, like, I don't hear it where I see white chicks getting mad at a white dude for being with a black chicks. I don't know. Maybe it happens and I'm not seeing it or whatever. But, because people are, thinking about racism, or they're subjected to racism, and we're in a racist society, in a white supremacist society, we're so caught up in the bullshit, and this is what we argue about. So instead of seeing two people who, actually might like each other, who actually have a good time together, who love each other, everyone has a problem with their interracial relationship. But the reason why interracial relationships are bullshit is because technically there's no such thing as an interracial relationship if race is made up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Again, racism is real. The concept of race is made up. Since we are in a racist society, they made racism a thing, a structure. You have to deal with that. I have to deal with that. Do you understand? And a lot of people, they'll ask me, they'll be like, oh, how could you be with a white girl, and what white people do, and blah, 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 and this and this and that, right? And I always say this, always say the world is at war with me. It is. As a black man, the world is at war with you, my nigga. You understand? But that doesn't mean that me as an individual who is smart and knows better has to be at war with the world. Do you understand? Meaning, I will defend myself if some shit happens. Meaning, I'm not going to roll over and let you fuck me on some racism shit. But at the same time, I understand what the fuck is going on. I know what time it is. I as a black man still know that I'm gonna get fucked with by, probably by the police or some shit, or I could end up going to jail for no reason just for being black, or, I was walking down the street with my girl and the cops just stopped us for walking. You understand? Just cause, and I'm like, I know what the fuck is going on, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and fucking be mad at everything. Like, I mean, I'm just not gonna do it. I understand, that it's frustrating. And my thing is, instead of sitting around being mad at it, that doesn't really change anything. How about, we work together on some black economic shit? That's what I'm talking about. And again, people are gonna be like, oh, but you got a white girlfriend. How could you, be about black people because you have a white girlfriend? And again, this goes back. Because you see how difficult it is trying to discuss this? Because since so many people are conditioned when it comes to race and, racism and all this other shit, it's hard to see people as a fucking person. Yes, I know you're fucking white and you are part of the white supremacist. You benefit from the white supremacist power structure. I know this. I know my girl benefits because she's a white girl. I understand this. I know this. But I love my girl. Do you understand? Because we've been through shit. And I fucking love my girl. That's just really what it is. Like, because at the end of the day, when you get over all of this bullshit, you really start to see a fucking person. Do you understand? And and it's sad because what's really the sad part about this is that we're in a society where it's hard to do that. Do you understand? Because you're confronted with racism all the time. Again, racism is real. The concept of race is made up. So you're fighting against this bullshit, right? But, the thing is this, though, is like, why this thing is so stupid and why, the whole concept of race basically is made up, and why this is which is why interracial relationships is bullshit. The term is because there's a reason why a white person and a black person, or Asian person and a Mexican person, or Asian person and a black person, or whatever, those categories we put ourselves in, there's a reason why we can still be attracted to each other and want to have sex. Have you ever thought about that? Now, have you ever thought about why you don't want to fuck a gorilla? I mean, there are people that do bestiality, but generally, human beings, I've never been chilling with a dude and we walked by a fish tank and he was like, yo, that fish right there, that shit looks sexy. You know what I'm saying? Or you see a fucking dog and you want to fuck the dog in the ass. Like, you don't, why does that not happen? Why does that not happen? But then you're a black man or black woman or a white man or a white woman or Asian man or Asian woman or a Mexican man and Mexican woman or Native American, whatever it is you are. And then you might see someone who is not, in your particular quote unquote race or group, but you might be attracted to them. You might actually like them. Why does that happen? Huh? I don't know. Maybe because we're from the same fucking species. Maybe because race is made up. You fucking morons. Like, this shit pisses me the fuck off. Every time, because I'm just like, it sucks being the only one or one of the few who see the shit going on. You understand what I'm saying? And again, like I said, racism is real. I understand what the fuck is going on. I understand the racist bullshit that's going on. I don't sit back and be like one of these, quote unquote black guys that's like, oh, what are you talking about? And racism is blah, blah, blah. Look at me with my white girl. And no, I understand what the fuck is going on. But we're from the same fucking, we're human beings at the end of the fucking day. And I'm not one of these kumbaya Negroes, okay? These because they have this thing where they're like, oh, one of those black people that think everything is all good. I know everything ain't all good because we in a fucking white supremacist, fucking dominated society. I understand that. You understand? But at the end of the day, I could have a kid with my white girl, and guess what? The kid's gonna fucking come out, he's gonna have 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth, hopefully, be able to breathe, be able to speak at some point, be able to walk and talk just like everybody else. So what the fuck is, like, if there was something wrong with this whole interracial thing, like, what is it? Tell me, what is wrong with it? Like, what is technically wrong with it? That's what I want to know. How is these conversations not bullshit? Besides you being scared of my race, my quote unquote race is going to be extinct or annihilated, or I don't want to put my money into your other race and have it in your family because I want to keep the power of my race. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? This whole interracial relationship and, all of that is bullshit. It's just straight bullshit. And again, I know it's who knows? I don't know. Maybe not in our lifetime. I'm assuming, but who knows? Maybe in 10,000 years or some shit. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Maybe it'll be different. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? But the shit is, racism is real. You understand? So I do understand that people are going to have issues with certain things, but I'm saying you got to be smart enough to know that the game that's being played. You understand? You got to be smart enough to know the game that's fucking being played here by people who control media, who put out propaganda to keep us fucking fighting each other. You understand what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm so upset right now. So that's why I like talk about this shit. This shit get me pissed off. But yeah, I just really wanted to, to say that shit, man. But I want to know what you guys think. Hit me up, send me some emails, leave some comments, holler at me at askmrlocario@gmail.com. Make sure you hit me up if you need me to advertise your business or service. On Mr. Locario TV, click the advertise button at the top of the website, and I will holler at you guys later. Make sure you go to MrLocario.com and become a member, Mr. Locario member. Click that link below of this audio where you see my face, my beautiful black face, okay? All right, so I'm out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.